I'd like to start with this sentence. The end of separation where love begins to bloom. Yet something comes along to cover up this love that binds everything. The mind. The mind is a veil through which countless phenomena arise, such as thoughts, memories, feelings, and emotions. It serves as the foundation of our perceptions, shaping how we take in and interpret the world around us. So the limited mind is like a thick veil, obscuring the infinite beauty of our true essence. By constantly conceptualizing and labeling everything it perceives through the lens of past conditioning, the mind tricks us into believing that we are separate from what we perceive. And what makes this illusion even stronger is the sense of personhood, the sense of being a separate individual. I call this duo the binary ego-mind, as they somehow operate together. The ego arises from the mind itself, serving as nothing more than a collection of false beliefs about who you are. It represents the sense of I, shaped by your self-perceptions, past experiences, and future expectations. However, if you let go of the mind, the ego dissolves along with it. This brings us to the question, how do we lift this deeply rooted veil of illusion? The most effective way to lift the veil is to step back and cultivate detachment from the mind. By creating distance from the mind, you naturally loosen your grip on the beliefs you hold about yourself. When you stop believing the mind, you simultaneously stop believing in the full sense of I. As the ego is nothing more than an illusion, what sustains the ego is merely a small yet powerful belief you have been carrying within you. By detaching from the mind, the illusion of the separate self naturally fades away. Without the mind, everything simply comes to a stop, revealing the stillness beneath. The mind creates duality, and so does the ego. But our true longing is to experience non-duality, a oneness with all things. And the simplest way to slow down the mind's activity and detach from it is to observe whatever arises without judgment. This doesn't mean pushing away thoughts or fighting the mind. No, simply show up as a witness to whatever emerges. Don't analyze. Don't cling or resist. Just remain present and deeply aware. Whether it's good or bad, the nature of what arises does not affect you. You become free from the influence of thoughts, emotions, and the inner narrative that revolves around the I. When you let go of the mind, you begin to uncover a deeper sense of self, a self that exists beyond time, untouched by past and future. We could say a timeless sense of self. Can't you see it? We are aware of thoughts, aware of emotions, aware of sorrow and pain, And this leads us to a deeper, more profound question. What is it that is aware of these manifestations? What is it that is aware of my voice right now? Take a moment to pause this video and look within yourself. Focus on what is here now. In the absence of you, what remains unseen? What is the most intimate part of you? What has always been here, changeless and permanent? The questions I've asked point to this essence, the space within, which is the foundation of everything. If you want to realize unity, begin by recognizing this space within yourself. Eventually, this realization will come about naturally. The binary ego mind is ineffective at comprehending this because it's conditioned to make sense of things. But this realization is not predictable or something the ego mind can grasp. However, by living from the truth, from the essence of all, at some point you will recognize yourself within everything. It will happen naturally, by living from your true nature, without the veil of the mind. Unity with everyone and everything becomes unmistakable. It simply cannot be any other way. There is no world outside of you. Consciousness is not somehow fragmented. It's not that I have my consciousness and you have yours. There is only life itself. Don't think this understanding through the mind. Instead, deeply reflect. What is it that cannot be removed? Everything you see, touch, or think about comes and goes. But something remains. Something that cannot be taken away. Don't turn to the mind for this answer. Ask yourself from a deeper place. The mind cannot answer this. As I've said, the mind is ineffective when it comes to grasping the truth. But the mind does have its role. The mind is a tool. It can help you out by asking questions. But at some point, it must give up and become silent somehow. The answer lies beyond the mind, in the stillness. Everything you see, everything that moves, changes, or appears alive, even what seems inanimate, is here because of one source. Consciousness cannot be divided. Once you lift up the veil of the mind, a non-separate world reveals itself. Even if the mind perceives separation, you realize that what allows you to see, hear, feel, and live is the same essence that flows through everything else. Being is the same for all. Being is ever present and changeless. You cannot change beingness. You cannot opt out of being. Try to not be. Can you? Try to not be. What witnesses here is the same as what witnesses within you. Consciousness is the essence of all. The plants are, the trees are, the animals are, and you are. Even if the mind sets us up to live an illusion and obscures your essence, you still are. Everything is.